I did not do 200 push-ups here. I started at 11:30. I did about 80 and then it was midnight. But I kept going and I got like 170 more done. So I just said it was all on the same day. It wasn't. I did only 80 technically. But honestly, who cares? It's kind of arbitrary, like 200 a day. That's me coping because I wasted the whole day. Uh, Not wasted, but just ignored the push ups. Sometimes I really don't want to do these. Sometimes it's easy and I get them done in the morning. That's ideal. If I could just take half an hour, okay, more realistically, like 45 minutes, and knock out 250 every day, that would be sweet. That's a quarter thou. That's a big number, 250. For me, right now, I'm not looking to break any records or anything. It's interesting looking at high level athletes, what they can do, because it's so beyond like anything. That's why I guess professional sports are popular, is just because they're doing amazing stuff all the time. They are kind of awesome. That's what I aspire to be someday. Just kind of cool. That guy. Like, oh, that guy's kind of cool. I didn't know he could do that. And just like inspire people in general in little subtle ways. Because these big events, like these big things, are kind of, honestly, they're kind of niche. They are niche. It's not like everybody that's into them. There are subsets of groups which are into them, like sports. Some people don't like sports, some people love sports, and there's all sorts of sports. And I don't really think there's a big like majority that any sport holds across the world. I guess soccer, football is a pretty popular one. Tennis, cricket actually is very popular. And then like the rest are kind of small in comparison. Maybe even baseball might be. I don't know. I'm not really interested in any of these sports. I played tennis for a while, but I was really more interested in seeing the best of the best because we grew up, I don't know if you're my age or not. I grew up with the trio, the top three: Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal. And they just dominated for the entire time I was into tennis. And it was cool. They were the best of the best. Nadal was specializing on like the clay courts. He was the best on the clay courts, and then Federer and Djokovic would, they'd all win. They'd all win. They were so good. And there's a story that's built there. It's a story and it's a legacy. And like people get statues built of them. There's that Ronaldo, not Lionel Messi, Ronaldo. There's a Ronaldo statue that was like infamously bad, and then I think they fixed it. People would build a statue for a guy who kicks balls. No offense. He just does it in front of a lot of people. That's an amazing amount of influence to carry. And when you do something positive with it, that's like a force multiplier on society. You could promote like sugar drink, and then just like lead to a generation of obese kids, which also happens. It seems like maybe the good influence is a bit more rare. Maybe it's suppressed, honestly. And then people argue, what is the good influence? Is it the sugar drink? My uncle used to tell me that when he was a kid, They advertised white sugar on TV like an energy boost, like a healthy energy boost, like people were some kind of machines that ran on fuel. And he didn't say it that way. That's the way I interpreted it. But he was like, when I was a kid, they said, oh, if you're sick, just eat a spoonful of sugar. Now, like I hear, if you have sugar, it actually is not that great for your immune system. It actually um, weakens your immune system for a short period of time, something like that. And so it's just amazing how these things could be so backwards. Like cigarettes, I remember in baseball, there's a big thing with cigarettes and like concentration. And fair enough, maybe it does have like a nootropic effect where you could focus more. Plenty of people advocate for nicotine and talk about that stuff. I think of it more in the drug department with the rest of that stuff as well. You know, there's going to be people that use it. Nootropics, people use steroids. Now it's become like even more popular. But what kind of influence do you want to give off? Because you don't really have a choice. You influence people no matter what. Even if you hide away all your life, someone's still going to see you like sometimes. Like you're going to go to a grocery store and you're going to have to talk to the cashier at the very least. You might not have to talk, but you might like have to make eye contact or something. You know, you can't completely cut yourself off from the world. And if you try to do that, then you can't really have a positive influence at all. It seems like if you are completely socially disconnected, I don't see how you could possibly have a positive influence. Well, I'm not phrasing that correctly. If you're socially disconnected, but parasocially connected, that's what I mean. If you only have relationships that are one sided where you're watching other people online, I used to have that just because I grew up with, you know, uh, an iPod and I had access to YouTube from a very young age and I watched a lot of creators online. And you develop this weird kind of relationship where you think of them as like a friend. You think like, oh, we got these jokes in common. Like now I have this analogy I can use. You think like this is a person who's in my life, when in reality, you're not in their life basically at all. You're negligible. And I feel bad saying that, but it's true. You are essentially negligible in this relationship with online personalities. Now, they could treat you like a human being back and value you, but they don't have to do that either. Like they could just turn their comments off, you know? They don't have to do that. And really, you don't have to be parasocially connected to them either. You could stay detached. But when you're alone and you watch videos and you see people online, you're naturally, as a human being, just going to start building some kind of connection with them. And you're going to have beliefs regarding this person, whether that be that, oh, they're funny or they tell good jokes, which I guess is kind of the same thing. Or, you know, whatever you think about someone. And you just feel a certain way that actually would never really occur because you don't know this person. It's a completely one-sided relationship. And in a way, you have like crystallized this idea of them into some sort of an archetype in your mind. That's what they're demonstrating, is some kind of archetype. And it's something that you probably need in your life, but you're not getting it through real connection. You are manufacturing it with your device. And I was doing that for a long time. It's weird. It's really weird. Even though I seem to be spending more time on my devices now, just because I'm posting a lot of videos, I'm spending time editing and working on these projects, I feel much less connected to people online just because in my day-to-day life, I will never see them and I don't ever see them. And that makes me feel kind of just neutral about everyone. Even certain people online who have said like nice things or, left meaningful comments that, meant something to me. Even that, I know in the grand scheme, like in 5 years, am I going to remember those comments? I don't know. Am I going to remember something, someone in my family said? I think, closer, closer to that. I think I'm going to remember a little bit of both, but things will slip through. And it's not to say that these online relationships are meaningless. It's just that I've started to put a lot more value into the people around me, because what I was doing in the past was actually ignoring the people around me and just diving deeper into this online thing. And I don't think that was really good. That was actually probably really bad. It kept me from doing push ups, number one. I was doing a lot less push ups than I needed because I was chronically online. And that sucks. That really sucks, because I grew up not liking who I was. And it was completely due to my actions and my lifestyle. That it was by my design that I was unhappy. That's an unfortunate place to be, but that brings me back to what I'm doing here, which is on the first day, I didn't do 200 push ups a day, which is my goal. And all throughout doing those push ups, I was thinking, first, I'll take the day off. Then I was thinking, I don't want to do 10, but I'll do 10. And then I thought, okay, 20, 30, 40, 50. I got to 50. And then, how many can I do today? I don't know, maybe like 30 more. So I do 60, 70, 80. I'm still just not wanting to do this the whole time, but it's the next day now. And I figured while I'm already here, I might as well do the 200. So I did 249. I meant to do 250, but sometimes we count wrong, and I'm not a calculator, so I corrected it, whatever. Sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes we waste time. Sometimes we could be doing better things. I did make up for the push-ups. I did a decent amount today as well. 350 is not bad, if I do say so myself. 350 push-ups is, whew. You tell me like 3 years ago, you're going to do 350 push-ups today, I'd say you're out of your mind, dude. Why? What are you talking about? Now I'm just down. Fair enough. I might do another 350 tomorrow. Don't quote me on that, because, maybe I'll do more. Maybe I'll do less. The goal is 200 a day, and I want to stick with that. I want to see how that fares. And specifically, I want to hit some numbers soon. I have some numbers in mind that I want to get to regarding this challenge. And these are big numbers, but in the grand scheme of things, not that big numbers. But to me, they mean a lot, because they mean something that's very specific. And I'll talk about that very soon, but not today. Today's not the time. These push-ups are great, by the way. These push-ups are really awesome. I don't think anything has built my chest like the push-ups, mainly because I didn't really do anything else for chest. I just did a ton of push-ups. I've been doing a little bit of bench press lately, but I've stopped for about 2 weeks, and I've just really been focusing on these push-ups. I did 249 the first day, 350 on the second day. That's 599 total. Adding that to my 47,490 brings me up to 48,089 push-ups completed so far. Thank you for watching. Click that link below to work one-on-one with me and get in the best shape of your life. I'll work with you for about 2.5 months, and we'll make a big plan. We'll change up your diet. We can make some real solid improvements in your life. All you have to do is click that link below. And if not, then I'll just see you in the next time. Bye.